Black youth are doomed. And I say this with integrity, especially if nothing don't change. So 2 months ago, I quit my job as a marketing director to work on my businesses. Now, during the time I don't work on my businesses, I do sub at schools. Today is the first day that I've ever had to walk out of a job. Now, I do choose the bad schools on purpose because usually they are in our neighborhoods and I like to see what's good, what's bad, what are they missing. I've worked at schools in Auburn Gresham, I've worked at schools in Inglewood, I've worked at schools in Bronzeville, I've worked at schools in Roseland, and even Pullman. So yes, today was my first day that I actually had to walk out of a classroom. And even though I have dealt with worse, today was just the one day where I felt like I did not feel like dealing with that. Now, before I explain the situation of why and what happened, keep in mind that I have great classroom management. A lot of the schools that I do sub at are very appreciative of my work because I come in, I'm very direct, and kids actually listen to me, even at the bad schools. Also, keep in mind, my mom was a dean for over 10 years, so I definitely understand how to have classroom management. Now, the school I was at today, they put me in a classroom with another teacher for 6th to 8th grade. Apparently, I was subbing for a SPED teacher. I get in the classroom, I go sit at the desk or whatever, and I immediately see that nobody is listening to this teacher. The teacher keeps saying, be quiet. The teacher keeps telling them to stop throwing things, to raise their hand. They're just not listening. Keep in mind, he's not. So it was another man that walks in this classroom who I later found out was the dean. He literally just walking up to kids telling them, hey, be quiet, put those, taking their phones, having discipline. However, it's like the kids are still rude, disrespectful. So after this class leave, because these were the 7th graders, the teacher comes up to me and tells me like, hey, this is the worst class in the building. You haven't seen none yet. Wait till they come back in the afternoon, blah, 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 blah. He like, but the 8th graders should come in. They are a little bit more chilled than the 7th graders. Can you just walk around and make sure that they're doing their work? Okay, cool. Immediately when the 8th graders come in, he's nothing with what they describe. Like, they come in cursing, smacking each other, throwing things across the classroom. This man is trying to get them to be quiet. Like, he keeps saying, be quiet, in such a nice, calm voice, and nobody's listening to him. So at this point, I felt like I had to intervene as a sub because I hate when kids disrespect people who are actually trying to help them. I intervened. I banged the book on the table because the classroom is so loud that even if I would have raised my voice, they would not have heard me without hitting something loud. I immediately told them to be quiet. Like, look, you all have a test. You need to pay attention to your teacher. Let him teach. Kids were quiet for a total of about 5 minutes. And then, the teacher was teaching and they went back to exactly what they were doing. At this point, it's 2 other black males in the room who's helping out in the classroom. I don't know if they were teachers or seekers, but they were helping out. Even they was telling these kids to be quiet. Nobody was listening. So we get to the point where we're halfway through the last period, because these are 8th graders. Keep that in mind. Teacher is so flustered, he's irritated. I think he's just very overwhelmed and overstimulated by all of this just energy, all of these kids cursing, all of them not following directions. And I could clearly see that he's just over it. He walks out the classroom for a little bit, and the classroom, it got even louder, even worse. So I got my book again, and I'm like, hey, be quiet. You all need to do your work. You know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. Your teacher was trying to teach, and y'all not listening. He not even trying to teach that shit. Da, 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 da. Instantly going out. And mind you, these are young boys who I'm talking to, because the girls in the classroom, for the most part, they were pretty chill. So the little boy, he not even teaching us shit. You not even, I don't know who the fuck, da da da, cursing, all this stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't give no fuck you, da da da. So I immediately sent him out. I said, you know what, go to security because I'm not finna be doing this today. And y'all, keep in mind, I have been sick for over 3 weeks. I just got my voice back. And at this point, I am tired of yelling. My throat hurts. I'm just, hey. So then, it's another little boy who wants to bug up and gets to tweaking and cursing. So I immediately sent him out. He wants to come back in. He's yelling. At this point, the teacher's back in the classroom, and he's seeing all of this happen firsthand. The rest of the classroom is quiet, by the way, because I got most of the people in the classroom to be quiet. So I'm like, you know what, go out. So I start talking to the whole class, as black kids, you all need to take school a little bit more serious because it's a whole world out here who do not care about us. I said, look at y'all school. Y'all don't really have good things in the school. Oh, I've subbed and been at other schools and they have everything. But you all can't even follow simple instructions, and people don't play fair when it comes to our kids. I said, and the route that y'all going, before I could even finish my statement, it's another little boy, man, I don't want to hear that, da, da, da. I told them, I said, look, if y'all keep acting the way that y'all acting, not listening, thinking everything a joke, doing all of this rowdy stuff, y'all are going to play around with the wrong person, and people don't play fair when it comes to us, especially our youth. And I said the unfortunate thing is what's going to happen is if y'all keep acting the way that y'all acting, a lot of y'all aren't going to make it. A lot of y'all aren't going to make it. A lot of y'all aren't going to make it to high school. Some of y'all may end up in jail, and some of y'all, unfortunately, may pass away because of the simple fact that you don't listen, you are disrespectful, and you just don't have no common courtesy for people. Look at how y'all talk about people. Look at how y'all talk to people. All I was telling them was to listen to their teacher. I said, this man literally is coming in here to help y'all, but y'all literally treating him like nothing. Do y'all want to graduate? But I'm getting cursed out. And so at that point, I realized that I was like, you know what? Today is the day that I have to go home, because these are conversations that I have with a lot of our youth at these schools. But I realize it's not their fault. It's the system, because they took out discipline of these schools. When I sent these kids out, all security did is send them back, because you can't really discipline these kids no more. They don't get in school. They don't get suspended. They don't get detention. And then when you call their parents don't care. They be like, you deal with it. And so today was one of those days where it's like, I'm not about to lose my voice, and I'm not about to lose my license playing with y'all kids today. And so the reason I say black kids are doomed is because these parents aren't doing anything to stop these kids from coming into school disrespectful. It was no way, and I not that old, it was no way that when I was in school that a kid could even say half of the stuff to teachers that they say today. Y'all give y'all kids too much leverage, and that's a problem. And so when you see Chicago Public School board members walking off and quitting their jobs, and you see all these schools shutting down, parents, please don't blame teachers. Because what I'm seeing is every single day at all of these schools, not all of them, but a lot of these schools, the one thing that they all have in common with our youth is that you have to say things to them too many times to get them to these little boys in class shaking up, gang banging, so again, these parents, all these big brothers, big sisters, big cousins, y'all all be on the news when y'all little siblings be dying. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of them, the youth is doomed if something don't change. And black men, y'all need to get in these schools. Y'all need to get in these schools, because y'all are the ones who they need. They don't need these other people disciplining our kids because they don't know how. So that's all I have to say. Follow me. Bye.